Hello everyone, welcome to New Wave Coaching Classes for Mathematics. This is your host Jatin. I hope you must be watching my videos and liking them also. I hope you must have subscribed to my channel also, right? So today what we are going to discuss, the next topic of the arithmetic progression, that is about the sum of the n terms of an AP, right? So let's formulate a relation first of all to find the sum of n terms of an AP, right? So the way we did to find the nth term of an AP, let's start with that way only. Let's see if we can do it that way or we have to try some other method, right? So what I have done now, if I have to find the sum of one term of an AP, obviously I will denote it by S1 because Sn is basically a symbol for the sum of n terms of an AP, right? Now S1 denotes the sum of one term, and the sum of one term will be always equal to the first term of an AP. Now if I have to find the sum of two terms, so I will write A1 plus A2, right? And A2 can be written as A plus D using the relation of the nth term of an AP, right? So it means S2 becomes 2A plus D. Then if I go to S3, I will write A1 plus A2 plus A3 because S3 is the sum of first three terms of an AP, right? So now the sum of first two terms is already 2A plus D, and what I can do, I write A plus 2D because A3 can be written as A plus 2D using the relation of the nth term of an AP. So it means that S3 becomes 3A plus 3D. And if we continue to find the sum of four terms, I get S4 is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4, and we have already found the sum of the first three terms of an AP, that is 3A plus 3D, and then I add the value of A4, this slight mistake, this is 3D, and this becomes 60, right? So this is A1 plus A2 plus A3 is already 3A plus 3D, and A4 can be written as A plus 3D using the relation of the nth term, which gives me this as 4A plus 60. Now if you see it carefully, we are not able to conclude what could be the sum of the n terms of an AP because we are not getting any relation. See, if it is 2, I am getting 2 with A. If it is 3, this is 3. This is 4, this is 4. But with D, the numbers are not coming the way we want so that we can make some relations. So let's try out some other way. Let's take an example to find the sum of first 50 terms of an AP. So what we do, let the sum of first 50 natural numbers, say S is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 50. Now this S, that is the sum of 50 terms of an AP, can also be written in the reverse way, that is 50 plus 49 plus 2 plus 1, right? Now if I add these two, that is if I add these two, what I get on the left side S plus S, S2S. And on the right side, see what happens. If I add the number, see there are 50 terms here also, there are 50 terms here also. So what I do, first term add with the first, second with the second, third with the third. So here the first term is 1, here the first term is 50. So I add them, I get 50 plus 1. Again here 2 plus 49, and if we continue, at the end I have 50 plus 1. And now you see, in all these brackets, what I get 51. So what I get, 2 into S is equal to 51 plus 51 till 51, and these will be 50 times, right? So it means that S can be written as 51 into 50 upon 2, and the answer is 1275. If I use the same method to find the sum of n terms of an AP, then surely I will get some relation. So let's see. I write Sn equals to A plus D. If I may continue, the nth term would be A plus n minus 1 into D. Now what I do, I write again the sum by reversing the AP. So Sn again can be written as A plus n minus 1 into D. This is the nth term of the AP. And if I continue, I get the second last term as A plus D and the last term as A. Now what I do next step, I add these two, right? So Sn plus Sn becomes 2 times Sn. And on the right side, see very carefully, if I add first term with the first term, if I add these two, I take a plus a, it becomes 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? Now, next term here, here it will be a plus n minus 2 into d. If I add this thing, a plus d, with the next term of this would be a plus n minus 2 into d. Right? The next term after this would be a plus n minus 1 into d, and the second term here is a plus d. If I add these two, again I get this thing. And similarly, the last term again would be 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And see, these are n times. This 2a plus n minus 1 into d is n times in this. So it means 2 times Sn can be written as, these are n times, so n multiplied by 2a plus n minus 1 into d, using the relation that we know that multiplication is a repeated addition. So using that relation, we are writing this, and then sum of n terms, it becomes n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? Further, what we can do, if I break this thing, I can write this as a plus n minus 1 into d, and this thing is basically as a n. So I can also write that Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus an. So these are the two relations which we can use to find the sum of the n terms of an AB, right? Now we'll take some of the questions from the exercise and use relation how we can find the sum of the n terms or the different terms of an AB, right? So let's start with the exercise now. Now in the first question of the exercise 5.3, there are some APs and the number of terms are given to us and we have to find the sum. So I have taken the second part. In the second part, the AP is given as minus 37, minus 33, minus 29, and I have to find the sum of first 12 terms. So what are the things given to us? See, whenever you're writing any question in mathematics, the first step is what are the things given to you. That is the most important thing you should write first, right? So what are the things given? I have the first term A as minus 37. I can find D. So D will be minus 33 minus 37. So that becomes 4, right? And the sum which I have to find for the 12 terms. So n is 12. Now I have the relation Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And what is the next thing? We have to just substitute the values and find the answer. So this is 12 by 2, 2 into minus 37 plus 12 minus 1 into d is 4. So this becomes 6 minus 74 plus this is 11 into 4 becomes 44. So this becomes 6 times minus 30. So this is the answer as minus 180, right? Now let's take one more part of this question, that is the fourth part. In the fourth part, the AP given to me is, it's 1 by 15, 1 by 12, 1 by 10, and the sum I have to find till 10 terms, 11 terms, sorry. Now again, the first step is to write the first term, the common difference, and the number of terms. So A here is 1 by 50, D is 1 by 12 minus 1 by 15. So I take the LCM because these are the two fractions, so I will have to take the LCM. So the LCM is 60 here. This is 5 minus 4. This is 1 by 60, and n is equal to 11. Now again I apply the formula to find the sum. Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And the next step would be to put the values of all these things and find the sum. So this is 11 by 2 into 2 into 1 by 15 plus 11 minus 1 into 1 by 60, right? So next will be, this is 11 by 2 2 by 15 plus 10 times 1 by 60. So 0 cancels out. Now what I am left with? Again, see here, whenever you solve this kind of thing, always simplify the bracket first, right? So in the bracket, what I have to do, I have to find the LCM. So this is 11 by 2, LCM would be here as 30. So this is 4 plus it becomes 5, right? So 4 plus 5, it will be 9. So this is 11 by 2 into 9 by 30. I can cancel out 3. These two cancel out by 3. So this is 3 by 10. So I get as Sn equals to 33 by 20, right? So these are the two parts of the question number 1. Now let's take one part from the question number 2. Now in the question number 2, there is slight difference. What is the difference here? The difference is the number of terms are not given to me. What is given to me is a series and the last term of the series. So now what I have to do? Now the first step would be to find the number of terms of the series. So I take third part of this question. This is minus 5 plus minus 8 plus minus 11 plus so on till it is minus 230. Now here the first term A is minus 5. D obviously again is you can calculate, it becomes minus 3, and AN here is minus 230. Now here my first step is to find n, because if I don't have n, I cannot find the sum of the terms of the AP. So how can I find n? I can use the relation of the nth term of an AP and I can find the value of n. So the nth term relation is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and this is minus 230 equals to minus 5 plus n minus 1. Now since d is negative, so I am substituting the value inside the bracket. So this is minus 3, right? We continue it. So we have to find n here. So this is minus 230 equals to minus 5, and when I multiply this thing, I can do one more thing here. I can shift this minus 5 on the left side, it becomes plus 5, and on the right side I have, if I multiply minus 3 with n minus 1, what I get here is minus 3n plus 3. Right, this is the thing I am getting. Now I'll simplify this. This is minus 225. This 3 can I shift here. This becomes minus 3 equals to minus 3n. So this becomes minus 228 equals to minus 3n. Now I cancel this negative sign and then I get n equals to 228, that is 228 upon 3, and the value of n comes out to be, I hope it is 76, right? So when I get n equal to 76, don't think the question is over, because our main motive is to find the sum of the series, not the n number of terms. So now I have to find the sum. Now one more thing here I can do, since I know the last term, that is the nth term of an AP, I can use a relation a plus an, right? An can be also written in the form, the symbol can be changed to L also, right? So now I just put the values. This is 76 upon 2. This is minus 5 plus, and the last term is minus 235. Sorry, minus 230. So this becomes 38 into minus 235. So this you can multiply it yourself and then you can find the answer for this question. I just leave it to you only, right? Let's go to the next question now. The third question is at many parts. Now, the third question, let's start with the second part. All right. Now, in the second part, what is given? I am given a equals to 7. What else? A 13. The 13th term is given as 35. And what I have to find? I have to find D and S13. I have to find the common difference. And I have to find the sum of 13 terms. These are the two things which I have to find, right? Now, for D, what I can do, if I see this thing, A13 can be written as A plus 12D equal to 35, right? Now here, I have the value of A, I can find the value of D from here. So what is given? A is 7, so I write 7 plus 12D equals to 35. The 7 goes that side, it will get subtracted. So I will write 12D is equal to 35 minus 7. So therefore, 12D is equal to 28. And D is equal to 28 by 12, and this comes out to be, if I cancel both by 4, it will be 7 by 3. So I get the value of D as 7 by 3. Now let's find the sum of 13 terms. Now the sum of 13 terms as 13, obviously the relation I have is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So I substitute the value of n as 13 here. This is 13 by 2. Now a is 7, so I write 2 into 7 plus 13 minus 1, and the d is 7 by 3. So I write it as 7 by 3 here. So this comes out to be 13 by 2. This is 14 plus 12 times 7 by 3. Right. Simplifying this, cancels it out. So this is 13 by 2. Inside the bracket is 14 plus 28. So this is 13 by 2 into 42. I can cancel it out. This becomes 21. So I get S13 as, and multiply this, 13 1 to 13, 3 and 27. So this is the answer. So this is how we can do this question, right? Let's take one more part of this question. Let's take now the fourth part of this question, and in the fourth part it is given A3, that is the third term, is 15. Third term is 15. I hope it's correct. Yes. A3 is 15. S10 is given to me as 125. And what I have to find here? I have to find D and A10. So I have to find common difference and the 10th term. Now if you compare these two questions, this is the fourth part of this question, right? If you compare the second and fourth part, they are just the opposite. In the second part, A13 was given, we have to find the sum. Here, sum is given, I have to find the 10th term, right? So almost the procedure would be same. Let's see how we can do it out. Now, if I find, now I don't have the first term also. So it becomes a little bit difficult, because if I have to find only one thing, that is either A or D, then it is easy. But if I have to find both, it means I must have two equations from where I can find A and D. So let's see how we can form the two equations. Now A3 is 15, so I can write it as A plus 2D equals to 15. So obviously this will be my first equation. Then what is the next thing? S10 is given as 125. Now the relation for S10 would be S10 is 125. So I can say that This is 10 by 2 into 2a plus 10 minus 1 into d equals to 125. So what I have used? I have used this relation here, right? So when I simplify this, what I get, 10 by 2 is 5 into 2a plus and 9d equals to 125. And now what I can do, I can just divide 5 on the right side, and this will be 2a plus 9d equal to 25. This is my second equation. Now what I can do, just simplify the two equations the way we did in the pair of linear equation, two variable, in which we found the values of x and y when two equations were given to us, or some other variables when two equations were given to us. Same way we can do this also. What we have to do, simplify. Simply what we do, we multiply the first equation by 2. So I just write multiply equation 1 by 2 and subtract it from second equation. So I can say like this, equation 2, right? So now, so obviously I will be writing 2a plus nd equal to 25 first. So write this thing. This is 2a plus 9d equal to 25, and then below it I just multiply this equation by 2. When I multiply this equation by 2, what I get? I get 2a plus 4d equal to 30, and we subtract these two. So changing the signs, this cancels out. This is 5d equal to minus 5, and the value of d comes out to be minus 1. So I get the value of d. Now what is the next thing? Obviously I will have to find the first term also, because if the first term is not given, I cannot find any other term. So I just put the value of d in the first. So I write therefore a plus 2 into minus 1 equals to 15. So a is equal to 15 plus 2. I get the first term as 17. Right? Now I can find the 10th term also of this AP. So A10 would be here a plus 9d, right? So a is 17 plus 9 into d is minus 1. So A10 is, this is 17 minus 9, and that comes out to be 8, right? Now let's take one more part from this question. Okay, let's take now the sixth part of this question, right? In the sixth part of this question, what is given to us, that the first term is 2, the common difference is 8, and sum of n terms is 90, and we have to find the number of terms and the nth term of the AP, right? So this is the things here what we are given to us. Now how we start? We start with the relation Sn equal to 90. So we know Sn can be written as n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and this thing is equal to 90. Then we substitute the value of a and d in this equation. Obviously a is given to me as 2 and d is given to me as 8. So I substitute the value, and what I get, 2 into 2, 2 times 2 becomes 4. This a, 8 times n minus 1. When you multiply 8 with this n minus 1, I get it as 8n minus 8. And this 2, which was in the denominator here, excuse me, this 2 on this side, it goes on the right side and get multiplied with 90, it becomes 180. So now what I have, when I simplify this thing inside the bracket, I'm left with 8n minus 4, and when I multiply this n with 8n minus 4, I get 8n square minus 4n. This 180 is shifted on the left side. Obviously the sign will change when we shift the numbers from one side to the other side of an equality. So this becomes 180. Then next thing, I take 4 as common and make the equation in the standard form, where there is nothing common between all the terms of a quadratic equation. So now I have the quadratic equation as 2n square minus n minus 45 equals to 0. I make the factors 2n square minus 10n plus 9n minus 45 equals to 0. And when I simplify, on splitting the middle term, I get the factors of this quadratic equation as 2n plus 9 and n minus 5 equals to 0, which gives me two values of n. The first value being minus 9 by 2 and the second value as 5. Now we know since n is a number of terms and the number of terms cannot be negative and even it can't be in fractions. So that is why we will reject n equal to minus 9 by 2. So what we have done, we have rejected the value of n equals to minus 9 by 2 and we get n equals to 5. So this is how we find the value of n. Now next thing, we have got n, now we need to find an. Obviously if n is 5, an means I have to find the fifth term. Now the fifth term can be written as a plus 4d using the relation of the nth term, that is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Right, so then I substitute the values of a and d and I get the fifth term of the AP as 34. Right, now let's take the eighth part of this question number 3, in which what I have, to me it is given the question that the nth term is 4, the common difference is 2 and the sum of n terms is given to me as minus 14. Now what is the thing I have to find? I have to find the total number of terms and the first term. Again, what I do now, in the previous question I have only one relation, that is Sn. Now I have two relations here, that is one of an and the other of this Sn, that is the relation of the nth term and the sum of n terms of the AP. So I start with the nth term of an AP, an equals to 4. I put the value. This is a plus n minus 1 into d equals to 4. Now what is given to me? D is given to me as 2. So I substitute the value of d as 2 here and I get a plus n minus 1 into 2 equals to 4. When I multiply this 2 inside, I get a plus 2n minus 2 equals to 4. Or from here, what I can do, I can write a as 6 minus 2n. This relation I can use in the next thing which I will be getting. So I put it 1 here. Now next thing I am using is Sn. Sn is given to me as minus 14. So now the sum of n terms can be written in the form of this, that is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and that equals to minus 14. Next, I substitute the value of a as 6 minus 2n in this equation, and what I get this thing, right? So this is n by 2 into 2 into. Now wherever a was written, what I have done, I have substituted the value of a. So this becomes 2 times 6 minus 2n plus the remaining thing is same. I substitute the value of d also as 2 in the equation which was given to me. So this becomes equal to minus 14. Now next step is to simplify the inside the bigger brackets, right? So I multiply these things. I get 2 into 6, 12 minus 4, 2n minus 2, and this 2 in the denominator again I multiply on the right side and it becomes minus 28. So now this thing I have to simplify again. First step would be simplify the bracket. Now inside the bracket, this is n into minus 2n plus 2. This is minus 4n plus 2n. It becomes minus 2n. Then 12 minus 2 becomes 10 equals to minus 28. Multiply n inside the bracket now and I open the brackets. I get it as minus 2n square plus 2n, and then this minus 28 is shifted towards the left side. And what I get? Minus 2n square plus 10n plus 28 equals to 0. Then I can write this equation, this quadratic equation, in the standard form by taking the common from all the terms and writing the first term in the positive. So I take minus 2 common from all the terms, and what I am left with n square minus 5n minus 14 equals to 0. Now when I factorize this thing, I get two factors, n minus 7 into n plus 2 equals to 0. Now what I can do, I can just find the value of n from this. I get the value of n as 7 and minus 2. Again, like in the previous step, like in the previous part of this question, we have seen that n cannot be negative and even can't be fraction. So I reject the value of n which was negative. So what I am left with is n equal to 7, that is the positive value of n, right? Now, one thing I have found, now I need to find the first term of NAP. I had the relation in the first equation of this question which I have written, that is a is equal to 6 minus 2n. There I substitute the value of n as 7 and I can find the value of a as minus 8, right? So this is the 6th and 8th part. Let's take one more part. Let's take the last part of this question. Last part is the 10th part of this question. Now see, in the last part, what is given to me, it's quite simple part, is given L is, obviously L means here as the last term, that is the nth term, right? And what is given, that the sum of obviously the n terms is 144. Now n is not written here, but it is understandable that L means nth term and S means sum of the n terms of the AP. Now it's given that total number of terms are 9. It means n is given to me as 9. Now what is the next thing? I have to find the first term. I have to find a here. So now how I can proceed? It's a very simple question. You can directly do it. I have the relation Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus L. I told you this thing. Now an and L means same thing. So what I can do, instead of an, I can also write it as L. Now I have the value of sum, I have the value of n, I have the value of L. Just substitute the values of all these and we can find the value of A. So we substitute the value, this is 144 equals to n by 2 into A plus 28. Now simplify this thing, multiply 2 on the left side, it becomes 288. Oh sorry, I have not substituted the value of n also. This is 9 by 2. So this is 9 into A plus 28, right? Now what I can do, I can divide 9 on the left side, it becomes 288 upon 9 equals to A plus 28. So when you cancel out this 288 by 9, it comes out to be 32. So this is A plus 28. And simplifying this thing, I get as A equals to 4. So this was about the sum of n terms of an AP and some of the questions from exercise 5.3. We have a lot more questions to do from these exercises. There are many questions still left because we have just reached the third questions 10th part. There are many more questions which we'll be covering in the coming lectures, right? So dear friends, this is all from my side. I hope you have understood everything. If not, try to. Jatin signing off. Goodbye and take care.